Hello and welcome to your video on creating your website. So this is the actual technical setup of your website, and I'm going to go through it as quickly and as efficiently as I can. I do have an accompanying workbook that I have shared that goes through every step in a little bit more detail. This is really just to give you an overview of how you do it, and of course if there is any questions at all that I do not answer that you need help with, you can always reach out to me, Chloe at c4compete.com. I am here to serve you. So in that workbook, I shared that you had to start with your domain and your hosting provider, and I suggested choosing one that had, a managed WordPress one-click install. So you literally buy it, you click, it installs, and you've got your WordPress site done. That's what you want, simplicity. Now, of course, if you're not a WordPress user, this course was designed for WordPress users, but can apply to other platforms such as Squarespace or Wix or something else. This lesson in itself probably is not relevant to you. This is specifically for WordPress users, but all the other ones, perfect. And if you want me to create a custom one for say Squarespace or Wix or another website provider, if there's demand, I will create one for you. As I said, I start with your domain and your hosting provider. You can get both with the same company. That's what I would recommend. I have shared GoDaddy and Bluehost as the two main options. The reason for that is I have used both, and in my experience, both have incredible customer service. They're both wonderful platforms to use, and I use both for different clients that I manage. And we're going to go through we're going to talk through everything with GoDaddy on this one, but as I said, Bluehost is wonderful. The other option that I'm going to cover super quickly is Rainmaker. Now, Rainmaker is significantly more expensive. It is $145 a month or $125 a month if you pay annually. Now, the reason this is so much more expensive because it uses WordPress, but what they have done is they have built on top of it to create a solution where you don't need plugins and extras and anything. In fact, you cannot add plugins. It is designed to have everything you need within it. That's great and it's wonderful. It's what I use at C4 Compete. However, it only works for a certain type of business. It only is effective and cost effective if you are designing a membership based site. If you're not doing a membership based site, then it probably isn't going to be. It's certainly, I can't see a situation where it would be worth your money. You could probably do it much more cost effectively using sort of GoDaddy and Bluehost, which are, pennies in comparison. The idea behind Rainmaker is that it makes you productive, because if you're setting up a membership site, all that stuff is sort of included. So you just have to plug the content in. So I'll give you a little look at what that looks like. As I said, it is based on WordPress, but it will look very different to if you use just a traditional WordPress site. So you've got your dashboard, which is sort of an overview of your stats. You can customize this. I just have never bothered to do so. Design, you could choose themes. You are limited to StudioPress themes with this. Appearance, you have limited design options too, because the idea is productivity with this. You've got your menus, and then you've got your content areas where you decide on your sidebars and things like that. With content, you have your posts and pages like on any WordPress site, but you also have this built-in landing pages. Now, you don't have a lot of customization options, so it's not great, but again, it does the job. Your portfolio, you can set up private or public forums. You can do your redirect links. Again, 301 redirects is a great plugin that would be if you were just using WordPress. Podcast episodes, so you can build in your podcast to this. Now, you can use the podcast, any podcast, sort of depending on where you're publishing it, and the directories, they all have plugins. So Libsyn, SoundCloud, iTunes. One that I really like is Pat Flynn's Smart Passive Income. He has one. I think it's called smart podcast player, and it's $12 a month, but it looks beautiful. You can design it, it's really easy to embed, and you can embed the entire player on a page. So you could have just a page for all your podcast episodes, or you could have the individual episodes as blog posts, or you can do both. It depends, it's up to you. The LMS, this is if you want to create courses, so you can see inside. So I'll actually give you a little look since we're doing this. You'll see this is an upcoming one, Triple R Strategy. We've got the Social Strategic Success, another upcoming course. We've got the free social media marketing course, and look, here is the beautiful Working It with WordPress course. So you're seeing it live in action. That's where you design all of that. Then you've got emails as well, so you can set up broadcast emails and autoresponders, and if you write books or even ebooks and things like that, you can publish them there as well. Put together an editorial calendar, and these are all more making it optimized, organizing your content. What I would say with the email is it's not quite up to the standards of other email providers, but it's getting there. With traffic, you have options here. Conversion, this is where it's all about sales. You have your membership page, your email, your payment gateway, and as I said, this is the bit that you're kind of paying for, the marketing automation, things like that. And of course you have your results here as well. So if you want to dive into that, I know I went through that very, very quickly. As I said, C4 Compete is run on that, so I'll give you a quick look at what that looks like. You'll see I've set it up. So this is sort of, you can do some design and things like that. That is set up with a Rainmaker. You do get a 14-day free trial, so if it looks like something that would be worthwhile, you can see all the smart peoples that are using it, then check it out. No credit cards required. That's how I started. I fell in love with it. I went for it. It's not a solution for everyone, but if you're looking to create membership sites, it is worth a second look. Back to the WordPress stuff now. I just wanted to cover that real quick for anyone who is looking to do that either now or in the future. What I'd say with Rainmaker is the price you pay now, you are locked into that price. Kind of like this course, right? It will never go up for you, but if you don't buy now, it could go up in the future, and is likely to as they add more and more good stuff to it. So as far as a domain goes, if you were to use sort of Rainmaker, you'd still have to use something like this to get your domain. You can find out if your domain is available on instant domain search. If not, you can just check on GoDaddy. And if you just go to godaddy.com, you can search here. So you would just search for it. And this is coming up with look how cheap this is. Crazy prices. And you can choose .co.uk or .com. .com is always great. So that's how you would go through, and you would just go through and purchase that. Now I'm not going to talk you all the way through that, because if you are needing a domain and you are needing WordPress hosting, sometimes you get a free domain with that. So if we look here at the prices, you really just need, if you're just starting out, you could get a basic one, and you can build up from that. Now these prices are based on my login. So what I would say is always search, if you're using GoDaddy, always search for discounts. Always search for discounts, because you will always get them. So if we just go ahead and pick this one, you see you can get a free domain with the annual plan. And you can get the annual plan literally as, I think once I got it for like £12. So when I say look for domains, really do look for domains. You can choose if you want malware scanning. I sometimes get this, or sometimes I haven't. I haven't noticed a huge difference myself, but that could just be I've been lucky. And an SSL certificate can be really great as well, especially if you're doing payment plans. We're just going to continue for now, because I'm just showing you how to do this. So you get your domain. We're just going to put our one in here. There we go. We'll get that free for a year. We select that, and So this is obviously, it's taking my promotion away, but as I said, you can search for a promotion and you will always get a discount. You'll always find a discount. You can also get your starter email kit, which is great if you want to be, you know, hello@mydomain.com or whatever else. If you are doing this, you might want to take advantage and do it for more than 1 year. That's totally up to you. But what you would do is you would just go ahead and proceed to checkout and you would purchase, and it would be that simple. And then once you have done that, you will log into your account. You will go to My Products. You will go to Domain. My Products, you would go to Managed WordPress and you will be taken to this site where you can then click a button that says Set Up Your Account. The reason I've shown you this from this point is just because I have client accounts and I wouldn't want to show those. Now, when you're setting up your account, you always want to start with a temporary domain. You can add your domain later very easily. You go to, when you go into that screen just before this one, you would go to Settings, Domain, and you would just add the domain to it. It's very, very simple. Again, I don't really want to show that screen for my client's sake. But you want to start with a temporary domain because, you know, you're just testing right now. You don't want to put it live. And so it's a good one. So pick your data center. I'm going to pick Europe. And I'm just going to pick my name. And I'm going to hope that I know the password that it just automatically put in there. So then we'll take you through a little video of setting up your little WordPress account. I quite enjoy watching this, although I've heard it frustrates a lot of people. So once your site is all ready, you will be taken to this new screen where it says New to WordPress. We can help you set this up. So I'm going to press continue just so that you can see what this looks like. So you can decide website and blog, blog only, online store. I typically put website and blog. I'm going to put business here. And I'm going to just stick with this title and tagline, but you would obviously put what's right for you. Hopefully you would know what this tagline would be based on your core message that we will look at in one of the modules if you haven't gone through it already. If we click continue here, you can then put in all your details and you can plug in your social profiles. I'm going to skip all of this. It's just to give you an idea. And then you will always start with one of their themes. Now you might like one of their themes or you might not. It's totally up to you, but you have to start with one. So we're just going to pick this one. And it will talk you through the steps. So I actually quite like this one. And we'll click select and it will install a theme because you need to start with something, right? You can then go back and you can change your theme. I will show you a couple of websites that allow you to do that. So now you have your site. We're on the customize page and it will talk you through. You'll see I'm clicking through, but it will talk you through every single step. WordPress do a wonderful job of making it really easy nowadays to create your site. You know, with this theme, I'll just show you quickly. You can put your logo up. It will tell you the sizing here. And you can use something like Canva to create that or to upload it or to create the sizing of it to get it fitted right. Again, your site title and tagline. The layout will depend on your theme, right? It will depend on your theme. Colors, again, what you can customize will depend on your theme, but you would want to put these to your brand colors. We do have a branding module, so I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, and you'll be able to go through that. But sometimes you can't customize the theme. This theme's fortunate and you can customize a lot of it. But not every theme is that great. So you have to work with what you've got. Pick a theme that you like, and sometimes you have to work back from that and create your branding from that. Fonts, again, a lot of the time you don't have so much customization, but it's good if you do. You can go through and pick whatever fonts you like. If you are going to do this, it's a good idea to use, if you're using Canva to create things like social media graphics, blog images, that sort of thing, you can find out if you're using a free version of Canva, look for free fonts that match. If you're using the paid version, you can obviously upload your own fonts to Canva. I'm saying Canva is the industry standard. There's also things like PicMonkey, Pixlr, I think, maybe. There's also GIMP and of course Photoshop. GIMP is basically the free version of Photoshop. Now you've got your header image, so again you just add a new image, you would pull it in from desktop, or you can select your files and you can upload it this way. And a lot of this stuff you just have to play around with it. Like that is really what you've got to do. And then I went too quickly there, so let's go back. So I found that by going to appearance and customize. And this one has a launch page builder. Again, not every theme will come with that. And your widgets are here. These are just like little things that you can add, little extras where you can put plugins and things like that. And then you can choose whether you want to have a static front page, which means like you've got your products and your services and all this stuff, or you can have, you know, a lot of people have their blog as their main page, right? So it's really up to you. So if I show you, this is the page that you will get when you log into your website. And sometimes you will get like this as your starting site, where you get like little tutorials and it will guide you through certain things. As you can see, there's loads of help buttons, and there's also this video tutorials button, which takes you to a ton of tutorials on how to do everything. Now, I could go and create all these for you, but the thing is, these are great and they go through it perfectly, which is why I haven't done that. Instead, I've tried to focus more on what's relevant to creating your WordPress site that converts. But this is how you set it up. The next thing you have to do is to add a theme. So you click themes, appearance, themes, and you add new and you upload your theme. Now your theme is your design, it's your home, it's how it looks on the internet, right? If you go through the workbook, I explain that your domain is like your web address, your theme, and your website is like your plot of land, and it's hosted, right? It's so the domain is your address, your hosting provider is the plot of land, and then your website is your actual home. And so your theme is how you design your home, what it looks like, how you decorate it. You can, of course, look through some of the themes they have here, and you can filter. One of the few things you have to really look out for is making it mobile responsive. The second thing is a lot of people go for sliders. Sliders are proven to be ineffective on your brain, and they make it hard for us to absorb the information. I can't think off the top of my head the actual research, but if anybody wants to know, reach out to me, I will find it for you. So I would recommend not having sliders on your website. The other thing I would say is don't make it too fancy. Simple is better, because you want the message to be clear. You want to be able to communicate it effectively and guide people through. Sometimes when it looks too fancy, it might look fun, but all the bells and whistles distract from your core message. We speak about this in other modules as well, but I just think it's important to bring it up here as you're selecting a theme. Now there's a few places, there's tons of places you can search for WordPress themes. A few I recommend include WooCommerce, Woo themes. So you can look here and you could just look for inspiration. You might see something you like. There's some free website themes as well. Often you have to pay for extra stuff on it, but generally they have good themes. There is Theme Forest, which is where I've always bought my themes in the past. They have specifically WordPress ones, so you can look, and sometimes they have free ones as well, so you put compatible with, you can look for tags to sort of filter it out and get an idea of what you're looking for. This stuff does take research, but it's your business, it's kind of worth it, you know. and the other one is Studio Press. So I showed you Rainmaker, and they use Studio Press themes because it's the same company, of course, that owns all of it. And the thing that's different with Studio Press is, so if we come back here, to upload a theme, you literally choose the file and you upload it, the zip file. It's being a little bit slow, but if we do this, it might not work so well just because my internet's being a little bit slow. I call it Farmyard Wi-Fi, but you would just click install, and you will see at the very bottom here it is 1%, 2%, 3%. It's upload. So it can take a little while. Avada is a huge theme. Avada is a theme that I recommend that you can get here. The reason I recommend it is it's a drag and drop. You can see it has wonderful ratings, so you can really customize this. You can make it whatever you want. It does take a little bit of time, but if you're that sort of person that like is a bit of a perfectionist, knows exactly what their style is that they want, but of course have no coding ability, then this is wonderful. This will let you do exactly what you want to do. So that's that. And then of course Studio Press, as I said, is different in that when you upload, so this is one direct upload, and I will say don't ever change the name or upload a second or third version of your download, because it will come up sort of theme number 3 because it's the third download of it. Sometimes that can conflict and stop the upload working with your theme, so make sure you only download and upload the original file without changing the name or anything of it. When you have, I keep getting distracted, my apologies. When you have a Studio Press theme, you get two things. You get the Genesis framework, which is what it's built on, and then you get the child theme, which is more about the design and the layout and the decoration, sort of how it looks. So what you have to do with that is you have to upload the framework, install it, and then you go back to themes, install again as if you're installing a new theme, and then you install the child theme, and it will layer on top of it. So that's how you do that, and you have to do the framework and then the child theme first. At least you used to when I had that.